What's up today, guys? So this is the post-race video. I'll talk about the bike a little bit and how the race went. This year I did about the same as last year on the KT250. This year I was on the KD. You'll hear me talking in the chest rig video. I talked to myself quite a bit and cussed quite a bit. Course was a little bit trickier this year. Took a tree to the handlebar out the third lap. I think it was the second lap. I'm pretty sure it was the second lap. I took a huge rock to the skid plate, just hit it, and the bike just stopped. Had some little issues with the shifter. I don't know if it was me bumping it or if it was actually dropping out from one gear into neutral. Had some issues with that, so you'll hear that and see that in the videos if you watch those. Other than that, the bike ran great. Once it's warmed up, it is a one kick deal. I was second off the line. I placed 4th out of 7 in the race. And personally, I was physically not fit for this race. I hadn't really rode this bike much. What else can I complain about this? It looks like my rear brakes, I need to put new rear brakes in it, because I can see the usable range is pretty low. Other than that, the bike ran great. The bike handled great. The rear shocks are shot. You can actually see up in here where I rubbed. Let's see, I would hear it hit and grind. So that was pretty cool. Front did okay. Yeah, it was a great race, to be honest. This was a great race. A lot of accidents though, I noticed. More so in the past than in the past years. Not sure what was up with that, but it had a different feel to the race. It felt like more people were more competitive this year than in the past 2 years, which is fine. But before I even left the line, the start line, someone had already broke their arm within the first 2 guys, or the first 2 groups. So it's a race. You kind of got to expect that, I guess. I didn't get my seat latched quite right, so it was kind of rocking on me. Because if you do own KD or KE, you know there's a special spot up under the gas tank. There's a metal retainer, and I got it above that, which means the gas tank was the only thing holding it. So there's a little bit of tink 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 as I'd go around. Seat did good. I was not riding on metal this year. I was riding on a cushion. What else can we talk about? So other than that, the bike ran good. I cleaned the air filter, and it still doesn't run quite right. It's still kind of boggy, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. The tips I've gotten is just drill a bunch of holes in the air box, which yes would work, but this race sometimes has water in it, so I don't really want to do that. I've thought about leaning out the jetting in here, the air screw. The other thing I noticed is, if you remember back a couple of videos, I had realized my front forks were flipped. And that's how it's been since I got it in the last, I don't know. I got it when I was in high school, so it'd been 07, 08. And, well, it's been like that. So I flipped them around when I rebuilt these front forks, but I forgot that front tire is directional. It worked fine. Threw a lot of rocks on my skid plate, so I think that's one thing I need to upgrade, is flip that around. I need to fix this side cover. I got a new grommet to replace this one. I've thought about getting a new Kickstarter, but I kind of like how this does detent. It doesn't detent straight here. It rolls in, so there is no chance of me catching this bad boy. When I did need it during the race, it was always reliable. Unlike how the KD was, where it would pop out and then pop back in. This has got a nice strong detent. I do need to oil it up pretty bad. Other than that, the bike ran great. I'm ecstatic how it ran. I'm ecstatic that the bike actually ran, didn't blow up. There was times I thought it was going to blow up, and then there was also times I told myself it blows up, it blows up. We are here to run. And in the straightaways, I pegged this bike as hard as I could. Probably harder than I should, because I was probably out driving my skill, which is not much. But however, the bike runs. So going forward next year, I was hoping to do both the Ironman and the vintage. I have a bike for both. I need to get the modern bike running. It's not really modern. It's still considered an antique. Postmodern, it would definitely fit that class, but it has disc up front and rear. So going forward, let's look at the bash plate here. Kind of see, I don't know where I actually hit, but that was okay. Going forward, I'll definitely put some new brakes on it, flip that front tire around, do some minor amenities to it. I've considered, I definitely need to shorten the throttle cable. That was a problem, and I don't want to deal with that, catching something. Other than that, this year was a great race. So I look forward to next year, especially since I got a decent running bike. At some point, I'm probably going to do rebore the cylinder, because it's good, but it's not that great. I mean, it's good enough for what I need. It keeps me from being irresponsible. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Check out the race videos in the sighting lap. A lot of cool vintage bikes, and I even have some of the modern. Didn't get as many as I had in the previous years, snippets as I call them, but we'll go ahead and I'll end the video here. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more.